Evening to one and all present here. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Worldwide consumption and production are driving force of the global economy. Rest on the use of natural environment and resources in a way that continues to have destructive impacts on the planet is the motto of Sustainable Development Goals. With this vision, I, Dwani Thakur, along with my co-host Ms. Pragnya Garg, proudly welcomes each one of you this evening on behalf of Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, HETS, and Sanjeevani World School. This initiative has created a pathway to the future we all want for all. Our young learners not only have voices but also wings to fly. And we at Sanjeevani and Heads have ensured we prepare that platform for them to speak and fly. In totality, we have 35 schools, five of which are international, and the rest are all of pan India. The entire team of HETS and Sanjeevani World School have got together in collaboration for such a noble cause. We believe our students are the change, hence we have created such a platform for them. Now, I would like to introduce you all the most energetic personality, Dr. Pragnya Garg. She is an English teacher at Bharatram Global School. She is an enthusiastic and passionate educator with more than 5 years of teaching experience, with an advantage of 15 years of experience in health and wellness industry. She has done a B.Ed, MA in English. She has received the Appreciation Award 2020 for her soft-spoken nature and the Best Teacher Award 2020. She believes that each new day begins with a new ray of hope, and we should always be self-motivated to learn something new every day. A very good evening once again to everyone, eminent guests, dignitaries, principals, coordinators, and dear participants. We take pride in welcoming you all to the Sustainable Development Goals initiated by Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions. I'm sure that today we all will have a great time and also learn a lot from the young talents on this platform. We wish all participants all the very best for their presentation. Proceeding ahead, the main event for this evening is to showcase the talents of the young generation. I, Dwani, along with my co-host Ms. Pragya, welcome you all on behalf of HEADS and SWS family on this great event. Now I would request Pragya ma'am to take it further.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce my co-host, Ms. Dhani. Dhani Thakur is the team leader, primary at Sanjeevani World School. She is teacher from 8 years. She is passionate about teaching with great teaching aptitude. She has good interpersonal skills, effective classroom management ability to manage team effectively. Her qualifications are she has done her B.Ed, M.Com, and now she is pursuing MA in education. She has won many awards like National Builder Award by Rotary Club, from Missing Teacher Award by IITA Education Awards, Education Icon Awards, National Teacher Award by CED Foundation. Her vision statement is to reach as many students as possible inside and outside the school. And her vision is also that students will obtain the necessary skills and values to be successful in the physical, mental, and social aspect to their lives. Today's youth voice refer to the distinctive ideas, opinions, attitudes, knowledge, and action of the young generation as a collective body. HETS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, along with Sanjeevani World School, is privileged to provide this wonderful platform for students around the world to show their skills, creativity, and curiosity to learn more. Let us all come together and make the most of it. Over to Dhwani ma'am.
So once again, it's my privilege to welcome this beautiful audience here who have given their valuable time to be a part of this great event organized by HETS. Dr. Aruna Wadkar, she is a compassionate personality without whom this event would not have been possible. Now, moving further, as per the Indian tradition, we would like to start the program by paying tribute to the goddess of knowledge, Goddess Saraswati. Mother, we pray for your blessings with all humility. Give us wisdom to make this world a better place. Make all human beings live in harmony and peace. May the truth prevail. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. So let's all join the spiritual movement with our heart and soul and enjoy the Saraswati Vanda. I would request Pragna ma'am to take.
शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योते नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ दीपज्योति परब्रह्मा दीपज्योति जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीप नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ
Thank you, Pragna ma'am. That was so blissful. Before proceeding, let us tell you all that this Saraswati Vanda is sung by Sujata Iyer with her melodious voice. Thank you, ma'am, for creating this heavenly environment here. Now, I would like to Pragna ma'am to take it further.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to introduce our organizers, HETS and SWS. HETS, an evolving institution and a social enterprise that provides essential knowledge, assessments, counseling programs, work skills, and other customized solutions in the field of education. Now, I would like to introduce the multi-talented, extraordinary, energetic personality with all present here, Dr. Aruna Vadkar, an experience of 3 decades in the field of education and corporate sector, an educational consultant, an educator, a mentor, and a speaker. Dr. Aruna Vadkar's career reflects richness and strength of variety and diversity. Her hands-on experience in various designations of repute in ICSE, CBSE, and state board schools includes Director and Principal, Dolphin International School, Kashmir, Pulwana, Academic Head and Lead of Schools, Pearson, Regional Director of Schools, Z Learn Limited, South Zone. Carrying with her huge experience, now an edupreneur, she is currently the founder and managing director at Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, an organization registered with MSME, Government of India. She is having a long list of achievements and awards. A few of them are Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award 2020, Indian Humanitarian Award 2020, National Builder Award 2020, Honor to Excellence by Akal Academy, Shri Krishna Samman 2020, National Education Excellence Award 2019, Indian Star Republic Award 2019, and many more. Over to Dhwani ma'am.
So as we all know, the organizers for this event is SWS and HETS. So without the support of Dr. Seema Negi and Dr. Aruna ma'am, this event would have not been possible. It's in joint collaboration of HETS and Sanjeevani World School. So now I would like to introduce SWS, that is Sanjeevani World School, is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn the skills required to succeed in a globalized arena. Backed with a team of passionate, hardworking, and dedicated individuals, the school is ready to prepare each learner for the future challenges, which will enable them to reach their goals far beyond the horizon. We aspire to empower the learners for the rapidly changing world by enabling them with the thinking skill, global preparedness, and respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and so on. So, Dr. Seema Negi is the director principal, the pillar, the backbone, and the captain of the ship of Sanjeevani World School. Sanjeevani, along with HETS, have organized this SDG event. Now, I would like to introduce you all Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals was born at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet the urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges faced by the world. Sustainable development practices help countries grow in ways that adapt to the challenges posed by climate change, which will in turn help to protect important natural resources for our and future generations. In addition to learning core academic subjects, children need to grow in other areas too that are equally important in the development of an all-round individual. We do not teach only to attempt, but also provide knowledge centered conductive environment and ambience in which they learn. Now I would request Pragya ma'am to take it further.
I would like to call Kavya from HETS to introduce the goal for today and quickly brief us about this. Kavya.
A very good evening to one and all present here. I am Kavya Banga from class 7th and from HETS school. Today I am going to brief you all about today's SDG goal. Achieving economic growth and sustainable development requires that we urgently reduce our ecological footprint by changing the way we produce and consume goods and resources. Sustainable consumption and production refers to the use of services and related products which respond to basic needs and bring a better quality of life while minimizing the use of natural products and toxic materials, as well as the emissions of waste and pollution over the life cycle of the service or product. Responsible production involves the production of goods and services in an ethical way, which involves the minimization of waste and pollution. In the past, little thought was given to the way in which resources were used in the production process. To ensure sustainable consumption and production practices necessarily entails to respect the biophysical boundaries of the planet and to reduce current global consumption rates in order to fit with the biophysical capacity to produce ecosystem services and benefits. SCP is important because human beings exert extreme stress on the planet and its resources. Every living being relies on the planet for the basic needs of air, food, water, and shelter. Our consumption and production pattern is problematic because we only have one planet with finite resources. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kavya. That was very informative. Thank you. Now I would like to hand over to Dhwani ma'am.
I would like to introduce the great personality, our chief guest for the day. Ms. Gumadi Prasanti, having a varied experience as a sub-editor, a HR manager, a medical transcriptionist, a social worker, a educationist, a communication and relationship enrichment coach. She is a visionary educationist who empowers students and strongly believes that education is the wholesome development of the head, heart, and the body that nurtures the intrinsic and abiding values, love, kindness, and compassion. She has been awarded as Guru Varya Samman Award by HETS in Bangalore. She is also awarded as Outstanding LOM Organization Officer in 2020. So now I would request ma'am to share her thoughts and ideas with all of us.
A very good evening to one and all. UN SDG 12. Today we are going to deal with UN SDG 12, which is a responsible consumption and production, the need of the hour. So all UN SDGs, that is all sustainable goals, are interlinked with one another. We are here because we believe a better world is possible. The atmosphere of the world is as close to us as we breathe. Let us live and breathe our values. HETS values by producing and consuming sustainable products, that is durable products, spreading awareness about sustainable products. So our consumption and production habits have surpassed Earth's limit. As per recent research records, we have only one Earth, yet we consume 1.7 times its resources. 1.3 billion tons of food is wasted every year, while more than 1 billion people are left hungry and undernourished each year. Less than 3% of the world's water is drinkable, yet we pollute waterways. We crave for a healthy lifestyle, yet our vehicle usage is increased 40%. We have good intentions, however, we need more action. So our small steps of prioritizing reduce, reuse, and refuse makes a difference. So on behalf of HETS, we are spreading awareness about when we are talking about food, go organic, buy in local market, reduce wastage, go eco-friendly. Electricity, use solar panels, light a candle at least once in a month for 1 hour to save earth. Refuse to use and throw ball pens. Refuse to use plastic storage containers in the kitchen. So this is what we need to, which is the need of the hour, and we are expecting to promote and spread awareness on behalf of HETS. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I am very much grateful to Dr. Aruna Vatka ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
So much, ma'am, for your inspiring words, and thank you once again for giving your precious time to all of us. Now, I would like to introduce you all the schools which have been participated today for goal number 12. Billabong High International School, Santa Cruz. The principal of the school is Ms. Nikat Azam, and the coordinator is Ms. Madhumita Adya. The virtual schooling that...
I'm not the coordinator. I'm coordinator of the event.
Okay, ma'am. So the coordinator of the event. So virtual schooling that not only covers academics, but also focuses equally on sports, music, arts, dance, making it truly a unique offering. So they believe that a future where each child could learn at his, her, or own pace and still blossom fully. A future where children believed in themselves, in each other, and cooperation rather than competition could be the approach to build new things and solve old challenges. Over to you, Pragya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Abhay International School. Abhay International School prepares students for the ICSE, that is Indian Certificate of Secondary Education, at AIS grade 1 to 10, have a unique program design drawing on the best elements of the ICSE curriculum and committed to empowering lifelong learners by developing minds, building characters, and creating livable society in order to change our world for the good. These are expressions that guide us every day at AIS. How we learn, who we are, and how we interact with one another are inextricably linked in the AIS experience. And that's Indian culture and way of being living. The vision of AIS being enroll, enrich, and excel will support the young Abhiyans to march ahead with sensitivity and sensibility in this fast-changing world. Over to you, Ms. Dhoni, ma'am.
So now I would like to introduce you all Sanjeevani World School. The vision of the school, a futuristic outlook school inspiring to empower the learners for rapidly changing world by with the thinking skill, global preparedness, and the respect for core values of integrity. I request everyone to be on mute mode. Integrity, honesty, loyalty, and so on. The mission of the school is crafting Indian souls with the global ethos. Dr. Seema Negi ma'am lives by the principle of empathy and gratitude. She is the director planning for Sharp Minds. Dr. Negi is a global Goodwill Ambassador, an edu leader, the director principal of Sanjeevani World School. She is the coordinator of SAARC Nations Regional Committee for Global Youth Parliament. She is the Secretary General from India for Global Talk Education. She is an advisor for Sports Academic Association of India. She is the territory head of Association for Primary Education and Research. She firmly believes in the concept of togetherness and developing a community where people support each other to grow together to achieve their dreams and vision. So, my dear students, are you all ready? I'm so excited. Are you all? Now, please join me in welcoming the participant as the show is about to begin. And without making you all wait, let us proceed for the much awaited program.
Now I would request Ms. Madhumita, coordinator of Billabong High International School, to take it further and call her students to present their views.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. I'm Madhumita Adya. I teach global perspectives from grade 9 to A level in Billabong High International School. And much before this started, and I got this opportunity to bring our students on this platform, we have been doing an activity which I want to share with you for a minute. The 17 goals of UN SDG have already been given to each student of the global perspective subject. We have 16 students, so 16 goals actually. So each one has been working on one goal for more than a month now. And at the end of 1.5 to 2 months, we are going to have a presentation of what small changes they brought in their life by imbibing that one goal in each one of them. So each one has been working individually. So when I got this platform to bring my students here, so all three of them, though they have been working separately on different goals, collaborated, and they are all going to present goal 12 today. Very excited, and let's begin. I have my three students, Sarah Lobo, Mehek, and Tuved Paul. We'll start with Sarah. She has a unique presentation. Let's see. She's a drama artist, and she's going to present her in a monologue with Mother Earth. Let's see. Over to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Miss. I'll just share my screen.
Who are you? It's me, Saria. I am about to proudly present my work on my UN SDG Goal 12. And who might you be? You ask me? I am the soil of this great country and this planet you call home. There's only so much of me, but your species seem to be growing uncontrollably. I know food shortages, hunger, and famine are increasing, but I am trying with raising funds to feed and sustain families, even in these troubled times. Yes, you humans need a pandemic to realize the obvious? How much can I take? I give and I give and I give, and you greedily take, you take. Yes, I agree. I have taken part in months, debates, discussions, and I've started collaborating with others to create awareness and change mindsets. I know. We are using plastic recklessly and irresponsibly dumping it into our oceans and our rivers. Hasn't it taken you humans too long to realize that? I am water. What gives you the right to pollute my oceans, my rivers, my lakes? Stop choking my coral reefs, my fish. Keep your plastic and all the other toxic rubbish you produce to yourselves. Every drop of water belongs to me, and I sustain life, and you and your species cannot live without me. Yes, I know. It's not only water, but energy that we need to conserve. I have interviewed responsible brand owners and learned a lot. Today, me, my family, and my friends are more conscious of what we buy. We buy eco-friendly products and products that last. We save and not waste energy in our homes and promote sustainable energy. I have translated my thoughts into action for a better society in 2030. I have also started a social media page to collaborate with others. That's good work, Saria. But you must continue, or 2030 will not be good. Because you see, Saria, I am Mother Nature. I have been here 4.5 billion years. That is 22,500 times longer than you. I don't really need you. You need me. If I thrive, you thrive. If I fall, you fall. If you destroy me, I will suffer. But I will evolve. And I will go on. Will you? Thank you.
Well done, Sarah. Superb. Now we go on to a second participant. I will invite Tuved. Tuved Paul.
Yeah. So I don't really have a PPT presented, but I'm just going to be talking about this. So it's mostly just facts,
You are
but
not
these
seen
facts.
properly. Can you come forward? You're not seen. You are very blurred.
Is it better?
No, better, a little better, but
1 second.
do something about the light, maybe. Yeah, okay, better.
Yeah, I think the light's on. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, it's not really that much like how serious was. It's not really like a side story, but it's mostly facts. So I hope this helps you understand about what's going on. So if we see, then you can know that less than 3% of the world's water is fresh, which means drinkable, out of which 2.5% is frozen in Antarctica. In the Antarctica, the Arctic, and the glaciers. So these are the three places of which 2.5% of the 3% of the world's water is frozen. So humanity must therefore rely on 0.5% for all of man's ecosystems and freshwater needs. Humankind is polluting waters in rivers and lakes faster than nature can recycle and purify water. So this basically talks about how we are polluting the water with our daily activities of mining, or just how we throw rubbish out into the oceans. So we might not know it yet, but we are actually killing ourselves by killing Mother Nature. So more than 1 billion people still do not have access to fresh water, and excessive uses of water contributes to global water stress. So global water stress is basically like it's kind of like scarcity. So there are some places which have water, and so all places have water, but there are some places which have less than the others. So water is free from nature, but the infrastructure needed to deliver it is expensive. Water use has been increasing worldwide about 1% every year since the 1980s, sorry. So agriculture, which includes irrigation, livestock, and aquaculture, is by far the largest consumer, accounting for 69% of annual water withdrawals globally. So industries, including power generations, account for 19% and households for 12%. So over 2 billion people are living in countries which experience high water stress, or there's a high amount of scarcity. So there are 5 ways in which we can preserve water. So those could be to take a plastic bottle and put that in your toilet tank instead of just flushing constantly. Check your toilet for leaks. Stop using your toilet as a ashtray or a waste bucket. Do not throw your rubbish or rather your garbage into the toilet, because that goes into the oceans, which then kills the fish, kills humans, and just overall destroys all of humanity and everything living. Take shorter showers and also install water saving shower heads or flow restrictors. So when you install these water saving shower heads and flow restrictors, you are ensuring that you aren't wasting any water and that the perfect amount of water is being used. And when you take showers, you shouldn't take it for a very long time, but take it for a shorter time. So this, and also you should try and take bucket baths more, because when you take it from the shower, you don't know how much water you're actually using. But when you're taking a bucket bath, you actually know how much exact amount of water you're using. So now let's talk about food. So food preservation is a huge topic, because without food we can last a small amount of time, but humans too need to eat. Like there are quite a few people who don't get to eat a lot, but they still eat at times. So that is really necessary that you're well fed, otherwise you could die. And also, if you don't preserve food, then later on in life you won't have any food left to eat or consume or just to use. And so now we talk about ways to preserve food as well. So food preservation and any number of methods by which food is kept from spoilage after harvest or slaughter. So that's basically what food preservation is. Now let's talk about what some modern methods are of food preservation. So those include canning, pasteurization, freezing, irradiation, and the addition of chemicals. So the last one, it's not really necessary. Like you can do the other one if you wish to preserve food, but you can also do the addition of chemicals. But if you ask me, I would rather do the other ones than addition of chemicals. So now let's talk about what happens if we don't uh, preserve water and food. So failing to conserve water can lead to a lack of adequate water supplies, which can have drastic consequences. And these can include rising costs and reduced food supplies, health hazards, and political conflict. And now let's talk about what happens when we don't preserve food.
So the way,
Like I said earlier,
you need to look at the time, please. Okay, 3 minutes. Yeah, you can
yeah,
concise it. Yeah, and try.
I have one thing left. So if we don't save our food, basically, it costs billions of dollars annually worldwide, and it can lead to your food having bacteria or and mold growth. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Very well done. I now call upon my third participant, Mehak Soni. Mehak, over to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mehak Soni from Billabong High International School, Santa Cruz. 2 months back, our Global Perspective teacher introduced us to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which according to me is a great initiative and the need of the hour. Global Perspective is not a traditional subject with XYZ portion. Instead, it is a skill development subject. It's about becoming aware of different viewpoints and learning about current affairs. For our Global Perspective project, each student was assigned one goal, and for 1 month, we had to implement that goal into our life. The aim was to bring a change in our lifestyle and behavior to meet the goal. My goal was Goal 7, affordable and clean energy. A 2017 report suggests more than 40% of businesses operating in developing and least developed countries are held back by inadequate, unreliable, and unaffordable electricity. But energy isn't just about electricity. During the pandemic, we were accustomed to doing online shopping, and I'm sure a lot of the times you chose the fast delivery option. But did you know the environmental cost of the free 2-day shipping? The increase in online shopping is resulting in noise pollution, infrastructure damage, traffic congestion, and increasing greenhouse gas emissions. However, after transport, commercial and residential energy usage is the second most rapid growing area of global energy. Moreover, household energy contributes to 21% of carbon dioxide emissions. This is the reason it is very important to save and use energy efficiently. United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 12 is about promoting resource and energy efficiency. At a small level, each one of us can do small things and make small changes to our lifestyle, which will contribute to saving overall energy on a large scale. I find it very fascinating from how just switching to LED lights to using both sides of a paper, you can save energy. These are some of the methods I apply into my day-to-day life to save energy. A smart power strip makes your household more energy efficient as it can cut power off and save energy as it can detect when an appliance is on standby mode. Air conditioners use between 3000 and 3500 watts per hour, whereas the fan just uses 55 to 90 watts. Moreover, by opening a window, you can save that much more electricity. A cloth dryer can use between 1.4 to 4 units per load. So by air drying your clothes, you can save energy. LED lights can save up to 80 to 90% of energy compared to conventional light bulbs. And these are some other ways in which energy can be preserved. By applying these methods into my lifestyle, not only my electricity bill, but also the environmental impacts and the waste reduced, and my quality of life improved drastically. And most importantly, I saved energy. This project made me realize that would be our contribution to the betterment of our planet, and we plan on continuing the work on our goals and contribute as much as possible to help reach UNSG goals 2030. Thank you.
Mehak, just a minute. I'll take a pic. Thank you. Thank you, Mehak. And just to tell you, all the pictures, what you saw has been actually taken by Mehak. She practices it for a month and she has been doing this throughout a month and more so, and everything has been done by her, clicked by her, the pictures. So very commendable effort, Mehak. Thank you so much. That brings to the end of our presentation, Billabong High International School, Santa Cruz. Sarah, Tuved, and Mehak, well done.
Thank you. It was really amazing. Thank you, Madhumita ma'am. And thank you so much, students. It was really very, very informative. Now I would request Ms. Archana, coordinator of Abhay International School, to take it further and call her school students to present the views.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, one and all present over here, respected dignitaries, principals, and my dear teachers and students. It's a privilege to be the part of SDG Youth Festival. First of all, I would like to thank the host Sanjeevani World School, which in collaboration with HETS, who has provided this platform to the children where they can express themselves freely. Now, let me introduce students of Abhay International School, that is Shaurya Bhagat from grade 7, Vallari Nirbhavne from grade 8, and Rutvik Varekar from grade 8. They are going to present their views on the topic SDG goal number 12, responsible consumption. Along with that, our principal ma'am and respective teachers also join. Thank you so much for your kind support. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite Shaurya Bhagat from grade 7 to present his act.
Yes.
Shaurya?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, are you Deepak, grandson of Mr. Murthy? Don't look here and there, son. It's me, your grandfather's friend. Every evening, your grandfather used to sit here along with his friends. They shared laughter and tears all together right in my company. Oh, now I get why you have come to me. I heard about your grandfather's demise from his dear friends. They were very sad that day. I heard he died of COVID due to lack of oxygen. How long will a ventilator support a person? After all, it's an artificial support system. It's not only COVID, but there are many other diseases in the world like typhoid, malaria, cancer, and the list goes on and on and on. Causes and consequences of all these things might vary, but the main culprit behind all of these are you, people, the human beings. Why? Are you really unaware about the injustice you people do to the nature? What are your basic necessities? Food, clothing, and shelter, right? But the oxygen is the life savior. Never forget this. You are everywhere around, standing strong for you all. And in return, what do you expect? Only sunlight and water, and that too the nature provides us. We take in the unwanted carbon dioxide from you and supply you the oxygen, which is the main source for your survival. If we supply you the oxygen, then why was it insufficient for your grandfather? Is that what you mean to ask? Oh, my child, again, it's humans who are responsible for this. You people are just running behind urbanization, and to live your this dream, you even murder us. The bees, the flies, the mosquitoes, and all the other insects who used to get their shelter near our roots are now homeless. They are just scattered in the air, and now they are trying to find a home in yours. You invited this danger for yourself. In spite of all of this, still you are behind our life. You have faced many of the natural disasters in the past, and God knows how much to serve for you in the future. You are responsible for this, don't you forget. All our life we have given food for your hunger, medicines for the weaker, shelter for the needy, timber for your luxury, coffin for the disease, and for each and everything to use. We are there for you from cradle to grave. We are at your service till our last breath. Think on whatever I just said. Just give it thought. Now you must have realized our importance. But what about others? Everyone on this planet must realize it. If each and every human give us a birth by planting a tree, then that would be the most valuable gift to our Mother Earth. Anyways, child, I think I've spoken a lot. But don't be depressed now. Your grandfather was a really good human being. Whenever you miss him, come to me and we will cherish his beautiful memories. Bye, Deepak. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaurya. Wonderful act. Thank you so much. Coming to Vallari, who is going to present her views by using poster. Vallari?
Yeah, ma'am. Should I start?
Yes.
Humans are part of nature, not apart from nature. Good evening, one and all present here. I, Vallari Nirbhavane, a student of Abhay International School, would like to present my thoughts in front of you all. As the popular saying goes that Earth provides for everyone's need, but not everyone's need. Human, as being the most intelligent, being thrived, multiplied, and spread all across the globe. From being one of the species on the Earth, we are fast on the race of becoming the only species on the Earth. Human, as a race, are most burdensome on nature. No other living being utilizes natural resources at the rate as much as we do. Humans are also able to exploit natural resources like oil and minerals hidden from other species. So, since humans not only consume but they also modify, pollute nature, and which is resulting fast deterioration of the quality of air, water, and soil. But since human progress is based on the utilization of these resources, we can't just stop using them in an instant. Earth is a home of millions of other plants and animals who call it as their home. So it is our responsibility to take away what can be sustainably generated back. Hence, it is our responsibility to use all the natural resources with responsibility and with respect for the earth. So here are some small steps towards achievement of our goal, responsible consumption. Goal number 12, responsible consumption. Transport. We must always use public transports like car, taxis, and carpools to travel to offices or other common destinations. Use bicycle if you can. Electricity. Instead of using the electrical bulbs and appliances, which consumes more energy, use electric efficient bulbs and appliances. Switch off the lights and when not in use. Water. Turn off the tap when not in use, and instead of using a shower, use a water bucket to have a bath. Unnecessary packaging. We should always avoid to buy or use products with unnecessary packaging. Food. Nearly 40% of food generated in India is going to waste each and every year, which can be used to feed the hungry. Food wastage can be easily stopped if we cook food with care and store it properly. Clothes. We should always wear clothes till they are in wearable condition, or if you don't use them, just donate it. Garbage. We need to segregate and recycle the garbage which we use at our home, and we should not burn the garbage. So here are some points of responsible consumption. But the main point is that The biggest threat to our planet is that someone else will save it. But to save our earth and conserve our environment, the time is now, and the goal, responsible consumption, is for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vallari. Superb work. Now, I would like to call Rutvik Warekar from grade 8 to present his view by using PPT. Rutvik?
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Ludwig Varikar, a student from Abha International School, would like to present my thoughts on SDG goal number 12, responsible consumption by using a PPT. Responsible consumption is a broad concept that not only has an environmental dimension, but also an economic, social, and health dimension. It aims to find solutions and ways that enable sustainable consumption and production factors. Let us see few facts. 10 million tons of plastic are dumped in our ocean annually. That is equal to more than a garbage truck loaded every minute. 50% of all plastic produced, 380 billion tons per year, is for single-use purpose, used for just minutes and then thrown away. Do you know about Earth Overshoot Day? It is calculated illustrative calendar date on which humanity's resource consumption of the year exceeds Earth's capacity to regenerate those resources. According to Worldwide Fund for Nature, humanity has already used all biological resources that our planet can regenerate during the entire year by 29 July 2021. Let us see few targets. By 2030, achieve sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources, and substantially reduce waste generation through prevention, reduction, recycling, and reuse. Let us talk about suggestions to attain sustainable consumption. We have only one earth, which provides us food, shelter, and most of our requirements. But we are being cruel with our earth and thus with a selfish activity, and thus disturbing the balance of nature. So it is our responsibility to spread awareness to our loved ones, to adopt eco-friendly activities, to protect our planet and transfer only clean and green planet for our future generation. Say no to plastic because it is harmful for our environment. Even places like Arctic Circle, Himalayas, oceans are filled with it. So to attain sustainable lifestyle, one should use biodegradable materials only. For buying something, one can get waste-free lifestyle to 7 easy steps that are reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, rethink, recover, and repair. Overpopulation is one of the major threats for development of any country. In order to stop overpopulation, one must indulge proper family planning and creating balance in our society for better work. Transportation accounts major impact on environment. Out of total carbon dioxide emissions, 74% of it comes from road transport vehicles. Use of eco-friendly vehicles like bicycle, electric vehicles, and use of biodiesel will definitely have a positive impact on environment. Say no to processed food because it comes from laboratories and not from nature. So it is unhealthy and harmful. So one should opt for organic food to be healthy. Thus, for sustainability of my planet, I promise to fulfill my responsibility towards Mother Nature. Maybe my efforts may seem small, but if thousands of youth unite together towards nature conservation, then one day our efforts will be a drastic step towards protection of our planet. At last, I would like to ask you a question. Should we sit silent and do nothing for the sake of our future generation? Think about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all the participants. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
That was incredible. Over to you, Ms. Dhwani.
Now I would like to call my co-teacher Pragna ma'am from Sanjeevani World School to take it forward.
Everyone present here. I take this opportunity to introduce our students from Sanjeevani World School who are ready with their presentation for the 12th goal for today. They are Nitya, Anurag and Samar. Now, I would like to call Nitya, student of Sanjeevani World School, for her presentation on responsible consumption and production. Nitya, can you just unmute and start?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I, Nitya Mapara from Sanjeevani World School, will present a short video on goal number 12, responsible consumption and production.
We all desire the most pleasant life for us and for our loved ones. But it seems like the only way to enjoy our well-being is the excessive consumption of natural resources. And the estimate for 2050 is that we will need 3 planets to maintain this model. What if there were another real option? There is, and it substantiates sustainable development. There are many aspects of consumption that, with simple changes, can have a great impact in our society, such as reducing up to 1/3 of the world's foods that end up in the trash, or saving CO2 emissions, and saving $12 billion a year by using high-performance light bulbs. We should all learn from Richard Adams. He created the movement of fair trade while he was setting up a business of fruit and vegetable imports in India. The aim, that farmers could sell their products without being ripped off by intermediate agents. When the oil price went up and transporting foods was almost impossible, Adams went to work with wood and yucca, since they were much better alternatives because they were produced by women who needed double the amount of help. In 2006, The Independent qualified him as one of the 5 people that most actively had participated in making the world a better place. Little changes are the aim for a deep transformation. 1. Consume local and seasonal products. They're fresher and much more respectful to the environment. They hardly need transport. As well, you will be supporting local businesses. 2. Buy and sell second-hand products. If you visit those shops, you'll realize that new things aren't necessarily better. 3. Participate with your children in workshops about good practices and circular economy, eco-projects, eco-services, and eco-design. You'll enjoy and learn together. 4. Make your home more sustainable with low-consumption bulbs or LEDs. You'll reduce your consumption by 50 to 80%. 5. Support the work of food banks in their logistics and diffusion, promoting to small shops to donate their surplus products. For a future where we can all build together and no one can destroy our resources.
It is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations in 2015. The official wording of SDG 12 is to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. It is meant to ensure good use of resources, improving energy efficiency, sustainable infrastructure, and providing access to basic services, green and decent jobs, and ensuring a better quality of life for all. The 11 targets of the goal are implement the 10-year framework of program on sustainable consumption and production patterns, achieve the sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources, reducing by half the per capita global food waste at the retail and consumer levels, and the reduction of food losses along production and chains, including post-harvest losses, achieving the environmentally sound management of chemicals and all wastes throughout their life cycle, reducing waste generation through prevention, reduction, recycling, and reuse. Thank you.
Wow, Nitya, so informative video. Very good. Now I call upon Anurag to take it forward. Anurag, just unmute and start.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I am Anurag Jha from Sanjeevani World School. Will present the footprint of Goal 12. Okay. Here is the poster which I made. Now let's fossil fuels and other raw materials extracted globally and used in a particular country. It reflects amount primary materials required to meet a country's needs and can be interpreted as indicator of the material standard of living or level of capitalization of an economy. From 2000 to 2010, the material footprint per GDP of developed regions dropped as a result of greater efficiency in the industrial process, but to 23.6 kilograms per unit of GDP in 2010, it was still substantially higher than the figure developing regions 14.5 kilograms per unit of GDP. Developing countries industrialized the material footprint. Non-metallic minerals showed the largest increase, rising from 5.3 to 6.9 kilograms per unit of GDP. The component represents almost half the material footprint of developing regions. Thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful poster made by you, Anurag. That was brilliant work. Now I would call upon Samar to present his presentation.
Good evening, my respected and my dear friends. I am Samat Chaturvedi. Today I am going to give you a presentation on 11 targets of Goal 12, responsible consumption and production. Target 12.1. Implement the 10-year sustainable consumption and production framework. Implement the 10-year framework on programs on sustainable consumption and production. All countries taking action, with developed countries taking the lead, taking into account the development and capabilities of developing countries. Target 12.2. Sustainable management and use of natural resources. By 2030, achieve the sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources. Target 12.3. Have global per capita food waste. By 2030, have per capita global food waste at the retail and consumer levels and reduce food losses along production and supply chains, including post-harvest losses. Target 12.4. Responsible management of chemicals and waste. By 2030, achieve the environmentally sound management of chemicals and all waste throughout their life cycle, in accordance with agreed international frameworks, and significantly reduce their release to air, water, and soil in order to minimize their adverse impacts on human health and their environment. Target 12.5. Substantially reduce waste generation. By 2030, substantially reduce waste generation through prevention, reduction, recycling, and reuse. Target 12.6. Encourage companies to adopt sustainable practices and sustainability reporting. Encourage companies, especially large and transnational companies, to adopt sustainable practices to integrate sustainability information into their reporting cycle. Target 12.7. Promote sustainable public procurement practices. Promote public procurement practices that are sustainable in accordance with national policies and priorities. Target 12.8. Promote universal understanding of sustainable lifestyle. By 2030, ensure that people everywhere have the relevant information and awareness of sustainable development and lifestyles with harmony in nature. Target 12.A. Support developing countries' scientific and technological capacity for sustainable consumption and production. Support developing countries to strengthen their scientific and technological capacity to move towards more sustainable patterns of consumption and production. Target 12.B. Develop and implement tools to monitor sustainable tourism. Develop and implement tools to monitor sustainable developments impacts for sustainable tourism that creates jobs and promotes local culture and products. Target 12.C. Remove market distortions that encourage wasteful consumption. Rationalize inefficient fossil fuel subsidies that encourage wasteful consumption by removing market distortions in accordance with national circumstances, including by restructuring taxation and phasing out those harmful subsidies, whether they exist, to reflect their environmental impacts, taking fully into account the specific needs and conditions of developing countries and minimizing the possible adverse impacts on that development in a manner that protects the poor and the affected communities. Role of society to achieve SDG Goal 12. Sustainable consumption and production aims at doing more and better with less, increasing net welfare gains from economic activities by reducing resource use, degradation, and pollution, while increasing the quality life. Sustainable development will be achieved not only by growing our economies, but minimizing waste in the process of doing so. Growth that contaminates the environment sets development back. Thank you.
Wow, what an informative PPT presentation by you, Samar. Now I hand it over to Vani ma'am.
So much. It was amazingly presented, all the students from all the three schools. So amazingly interactive exchange of ideas was done related to the SDG goal 12, that is responsible consumption and production. Now we would start with our question answer session. So I would request Billabong High International School to ask questions to other international school students.
What are the impacts of packaging on the environment?
The world's growing population has led to large amount of packaging waste, which further contributes to the problem of disposal. Environmental impacts such as unpredicted huge amount of waste, with its production, operation, transportation, and disposal of packaging material. Packaging industry play a large role in the contamination of land, air, soil, and water. It is necessary to analyze packaging material with an effective methodology so that we can prevent rapid depletion of energy resources and limit the raw materials required in packaging industry.
The second question.
Can you suggest ways to encourage sustainable clothing?
The question is, Mehak, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, okay. Can you suggest ways to encourage sustainable clothing?
Okay, this is for Abhay International? Yes.
Yes, student from Abhay International School.
Yeah. Before buying anything, rethink again and again about it sustainably. Every one of us currently lives in the world where the fashion industry and the source of approximately 8% of global climate pollution. To reduce the percent, and as the responsible global citizen, always first demand better, not more. Repair, not replace. Borrow, swap, or buy second hand. The future of sustainable fashion goes beyond the imaginations. It's important that everyone is consciously aware about how even the simplest change of in responsibility, like knowing where our t-shirts come from, is a step forward of in becoming better.
Wow, nice. Third question. May, can you read the third question?
Sure. What will be the consequences of not attaining to sustainable development targets by 2030? Do I repeat the question?
Yeah, you may.
Okay. What will be the consequences of not attaining sustainable development targets by 2030?
Okay.
So any student from Abba International School?
Ritvik, can
I
you
also
answer?
have the same question.
Ritvik, can you answer?
Yes, ma'am. According to the SDG process report 2019, we are making progress in some areas but not fast enough. And worse, we are facing big threats like climate change, conflict, and inequality that threatens the process.
Well said.
Great. Over to you, Pragya ma'am.
Now I would request Abhay International School students to ask questions to Sanjeevani World School.
How are Indian companies aligning with SDG Goal 12, responsible consumption and production?
Ma'am, may I say the answer?
Yes, you can proceed.
Yes, ma'am. The company has also placed large bins at different points on each work floor to segregate wet and dry waste. To ensure this and minimize the use of garbage bags, it does not allow dustbins and at individual desks. These steps were taken after employee surveys with ideas being developed over around 18 months. Thank you.
Next question.
Yeah. Can you suggest the ways to encourage sustainable clothing?
Yeah, can you repeat the question once again?
I'm sorry, it was there. How can we ensure sustainable and consumption and production?
Ma'am, can I answer the question?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. To ensure sustainable consumption and production practices necessarily entails to respect the biophysical boundaries of the planet and to reduce current global services consumption rates in order to fit with the biophysical capacity to produce ecosystem services and benefits.
Good. Next question.
What can we do to achieve Goal 12, responsible consumption and production?
Ma'am, can I answer?
Yes, Aruna, you may proceed.
global food waste at the retail and customer levels and reduce food losses along production and supply chains, including post-harvest losses.
Okay. So now I would request the Sanjeevani World School students to ask their questions to Billabong High International School. So Anurag, you can start with the first question.
Okay, ma'am. I will say the question. Do you take any measures to save energy, and if yes, how?
Yes, like I mentioned in my presentation, for a month I applied energy conservation methods into my lifestyle. And even before the project, my family and I practiced a lot of energy conservation, electricity conservation methods. So we used to make it a point to use public transport or walk to nearby places, reuse plastic bags and bottles, and use refillable pens. And we used to, for saving electricity, we used to switch off lights and use AC as much as possible.
Good, Mahek. Now I would request Nitya to ask the second question.
Yes, ma'am. What do you think is the easiest way to prevent food and water wastage?
Okay, who is taking up?
I'll say.
Water wastage. You heard the question, huh? Yeah, go ahead.
So I think the easiest way to prevent food and water wastage would be for water, it would be to ensure that there's no leaks in your house and you use water only when it's necessary. And like I said earlier, you shouldn't really overuse it and take short baths, take baths with a bucket. And for food, what could be is if you don't eat the food, instead of throwing it, you could either give it to other people, like the watchmen in your building who don't get proper food to eat, or you could feed it to maybe some other people, or you could just save it for later instead of throwing it out. I think those would be the easiest ways to prevent food and water wastage.
All right, Meher. Tuved, well said. Next question.
Yes, ma'am. So my question is, can you explain with a few examples how even as young children can contribute substantially to a more sustainable world?
Yes, of course. Do not waste food. Take only how much you can eat. Do not waste water while washing your face, brushing your teeth, and having a bath. Do not leave gadgets even on standby when not in use. Walk, cycle, use public transport as far as possible, and carpool as much as you can. Stop using one time plastic for parties. We can also stop buying cheap plastic toys and gifts as return gifts for birthdays. Create awareness and get your friends to do the same. We must all think more and act with responsibility. Thank you.
Well said, Sarah.
Thank you so much, all the students. So we are done with our question answer session. A huge round of applause for all the students from all the three schools. You have done a great job, as in the way you have presented the goal number 12, that is responsible consumption and production, as well as the question and answers was so well conducted. So now I would request Pragya ma'am to take it further.
Thank you, ma'am. So let's summarize our goal for the day. That is goal number 12. So the proposed SDG 12 on guaranteeing sustainable consumption and production pattern, despite highlighting a relatively modest concept, likely represents one of the most exemplary change in the new SDGs. In an increasingly consumption-influenced world where many admire the Western culture, producing and consuming less is a weighty paradox. This goal is also quite important because the planet cannot sustain the increased demand for energy, food, water, and other vital necessary for sustaining the rising global population, especially the middle class. SDG 12 is quite important as it underpins every other sustainable developmental goal from zero poverty to peace and justice. Nevertheless, its idea creates a lot of resistance since it possesses a significant threat to the status quo, despite being a great social, environmental, and economic opportunity. Humankind must now look for ways of doing better and more with less. It is vital to note that this particular SDG covers the consumer and business sectors and also basic service supply chains, better jobs, and an improved life quality for all of us. The world has unequal pattern of life quality and consumption. Example of this disparity includes daily food consumption per capita, the number of cars per person, and also greenhouse gas emission per capita. Regardless of whichever indicator, it's highly possible that the figure for people in the developed world will be considerably higher than in underdeveloped countries. Over to you, Dhwani ma'am.
Thank you. So now I would tell you all about the next goal, that is goal 13, which is tomorrow, that is on 17th of September. The next SDG event is on goal 13 climate action, which is at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Do join us for this wonderful event where we will exchange different ideas and thoughts about SDG goal 13, climate action. And also remember to join us on 25th September, where we have the culmination of all 17 goals, and we are going to facilitate all the students from all the schools. So now I would request the Pragya ma'am to take it further.
Yeah. May I request Mrs. Gumati Prasanthi ma'am to say a few words about today's event and to give feedback for our students on their views on goal 12.
Yeah, thank you for the thing, and I apologize. Today we have heavy rain and no power, but I continued to check this. So I was really moved by the presentations, and all the three schools did well. Madhumita ji's Sara, Paul, Mehek, and Achina ji's Neha, Vali, Rutvik, and Prajna ji's Nitya, Anurag, and Smart. These children performed, their performance was commendable. Almost they presented all the relevant points. That is the need of the hour. They were very creative in their presentation and exemplary. And moreover, our question and answer session is more productive. So what I learned as of now is the most fragile thing on the earth is human species. That is what I learned through their presentations. And one thing is very clear, that we have the knowledge, science, technology, and resources. What we need is unity of purpose and urgent, ambitious action. We must stand firm, work together, not give up the fight to protect our one and only planet and all its people. Thank you, children. It was fabulous, fantastic, and more energetic. Keep going, stay blessed. Thank you, Aruna ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, HETS organizers.
Thank you, ma'am. Now may I request Dr. Seema Negi ma'am to share her views and give her valuable feedback.
Is she there?
I don't think she's there. Yeah.
So we request organizers of this event, Dr. Aruna ma'am or Seema ma'am, to share your feedbacks for today's event.
Great. Okay, I'm looking out for Dr. Seema. I don't think she's there. All right. First thing, pat on your back, give a round of applause to yourself, children. You all deserve a big round of applause first. Unmute yourself and give a big round of applause. Unmute yourself. The clap should be heard. So children, you are the one who is going to go ahead and lead the future. And I was really, really surprised, and I was so happy listening to, especially to, I'm sorry, but I want to point this out. The only reason is when a person, or either it's me or anybody among us, is putting your thoughts and your talks into action, that is where you really make a change. And what I saw here today was Mehak, which has her practical implementation of her thoughts into action, which will definitely bring a change in the future. So if each one of us start thinking these small things, don't you all think that it would be bringing in a real change in our universe? It will, right? So it is not that, okay, anyway, Mehak is doing it, why should I do it? Okay, anyway, Pragya is doing it, why should I do it? No, it has to be each and every one of us. If we do each bit of our own duty towards our country, definitely it will be a progressive and a wonderful place, or a wonderful universe to live in. And we are the one who are living in it, right? Let us not make ourselves fearful for the future. Let us make it all friendly. And children, you really rocked. I loved it. And yes, thank you so much, Mrs. Prasanthi, for your wonderful views and thoughts, and accepting our invite as a guest for our event. It made really precious. And not forgetting my students here and the heads coordinators who are here, plus lovely moderators, Dhwani and Pradnya, all. Without you all, it wouldn't have been possible at all, right? And thank you for the coordinators, and thank you, Mrs. Madhumita, for the students were amazing. Thank you so much.
I just want to add something here. My student Sarah, she has started a website on her own to continue the sustainable work. So she's reaching out to all the schools, all the students to participate. Am I right, Sarah?
Yes, Miss, I've actually created an Instagram page. It's societyunited.seriamiko, where I want like-minded individuals to come together and make a difference into this.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Saria, anything, you can approach me, any support, we are, we welcome you, and we are there for you. Don't forget that.
So much, that really means a lot. I will, most definitely will. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. And this is what we need the steps to be taken. This is not just, okay, come, collaborate, talk, and I presented good and well, and my presentation was the best, but that presentation should have a meaning. This is what today's two lovely students here really portrayed that. And that I'm very proud of that. And yes, we have our HETS Youth League Association also, where we can join with you for this motive, and our students could be definitely a part of it too. Right. And thank you so much. And let us once again join for the culmination day on the 25th. And none of our small kiddos should be missing on that. And all the representative of the schools, everybody should be present. I'm looking forward for all of you there, so that we could honor you, respect you, and felicitate you on that day. So yes, over to you, Dhwani. Thank you so much, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to share one more thing, that the thought of Dr. Aruna Vadkar to bring the students together and promote SDG is going beyond boundaries. Extraordinary, multi-talented, energetic, and motivational personality, Dr. Aruna Vadkar has tried to promote SDG goals through young generation. So thank you, ma'am. And I also like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Dr. Anurup Kaur, Principal of Bharatram Global School, Indrapuram, and Chief Advisory Officer of HETS, to provide this platform for me. Now, we have reached towards the end of this amazingly interactive exchange of ideas related to SDG Goal 12. I would like to call Ms. Dhwani to propose the vote of thanks. Dhani ma'am.
And Dhwani, before you, give up with the vote of thanks, I would like to add one more sentence here. That is the collaboration of Sanjeevani World School and HETS. It is really bringing in a fruitful outcome and getting to know students overall, what they are doing, how they are doing, what are their thoughts. So it wouldn't have been happening without the collaboration of both of us. And we both a team are working like as a family, and this is really bringing a very good outcome. And thank you so much for Dr. Seema Negi as well to collaborate with HETS and HETS simultaneously with Sanjeevani. Thank you so much. Yes, Dhwani, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very truly said. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty for giving us an opportunity to organize such an event to bring the year to a wonderful conclusion. I would like to thank our special guests for today to grace this occasion with their presence. Thank you for your gracious presence, ma'am. I would like to express my deep gratitude to all the principals, coordinators, and students for participating and enlightening us with their knowledge. Dr. Aruna Wadkar ma'am and Dr. Seema Negi ma'am. Without their support and guidance, this event would not have been possible at all. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude with a deep sense of appreciation to the dedication of all the amazing teaching staff. Thank you for your support. I owe special gratitude to the administration staff who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable success. Thank you so much once again. Have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, children. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank
You're
you.
Have a
welcome.
wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
Keep in touch, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.